The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos denies shifting foreign policy away from China. In a media interview during the award for promoting Philippines-China understanding in Manila, Marcos Jr. said tensions in the West Philippine Sea won't define the relations of the two countries. He also said that his administration continues to work with China to resolve the maritime dispute.
Some people have said that the Philippines has shifted its policy away from the People's Republic and to other powers. That is certainly not true. We have not shifted away from China in any way. Now, of course, as to the differences between China and the Philippines, certainly they exist, but it is not something that will define our relationship. It is something that we will continue to work to resolve.
For China's part, Ambassador to the Philippines Wang Xilian said mutual respect and trust must be upheld.
We firmly believe that upholding mutual respect and trust, cherishing good neighborliness and friendship, keeping the direction of mutual understanding and mutual accommodation in settling differences serve as the fundamental principles of our two bilateral relations.
President Bongbong Marcos assures the public that he is keeping close watch of the activity of Mayon volcano. According to the president, the government is now taking precautionary steps like evacuations to avoid casualties in the event that Mayon does erupt. The president also assures that the government is ready to assist those who will be affected by its potential eruption. Mayon volcano is currently still under alert level 3.
Naka-ready na naman tayo at ganun naman talaga ang ating ginagawa. We watch it very, very closely, make sure that any of the communities that could be affected are evacuated and are given assistance while they are evacuated until the time that they can return to their homes. So it's the same thing.
PHIVOLCS, however, says it is now studying possible adjustments to the alert level over Mayon. Speaking on the big story, Director Teresito Bacolcol explained that they are now looking into several parameters that could raise the alert status for the volcano. Bacolcol said that there could be two scenarios: an eruption with sporadic explosions or a relatively quiet one like what happened in 2014.
We are waiting for an increase in sulfur dioxide. This would imply that new magma is intruding to the shallower part of the edifice. And we are also looking at increase in the mass flux as evidenced by longer lava flows. We are also waiting for an increase in the seismicity as well as the inflation of the edifice and of course minor explosions.
PHIVOLCS is also closely watching the activities of two other restive volcanoes in the country, Taal in Batangas and Canlaon in Negros Occidental. First is Taal volcano, whose sulfur dioxide emissions have already reached Metro Manila and nearby provinces like Laguna, Cavite, and the Bataan Peninsula. PHIVOLCS is also worried about Taal's increased degassing, which is an unusual activity for the volcano.
Lagi po natin binabanggit to. Kakaiba po itong ugali ng Taal. We are currently at uncharted territory. Kahit po sa historical record, wala po tayong nakikitang mention na meron pong ganitong degassing na behavior ang Taal matapos po ng isang major eruption. Kaya po talaga po nakakagulat yung volume o yung dami po ng asupre na binubuga ng Taal.
As for Mount Canlaon, authorities are still not allowing any flights in its vicinity due to the risk of volcanic activity. State volcanologists have noted more earthquakes within Canlaon, with its sulfur dioxide emissions also on elevated levels. All three volcanoes, Canlaon, Taal, and Mayon, have been declared by the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, as no-fly zones. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Jago Castro. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations will hold its first ever joint military exercise in the South China Sea in September. Reuters reports that Indonesia will host the ASEAN military exercise in the North Natuna Sea, the southernmost waters of the South China Sea. The decision was made during a meeting of ASEAN military commanders in Indonesia. Indonesia's military chief Hugo Margono says the drills would not include any combat operations training. He adds that the purpose was to, quote, strengthen ASEAN centrality. The September exercise will be the latest multilateral security drills amid rising tensions and uncertainty in the region. A suspected Chinese rocket debris was found off the coast of Morong, Bataan. Fishermen discovered the debris on June 5 and was eventually handed over to authorities. The debris, which appears to have Chinese markings, is believed to have been part of a rocket launch. It also looks similar to parts of Tianzhu, a Chinese cargo spacecraft which lifted off last month. The Philippine Coast Guard said they will coordinate with the Philippine Space Agency on the matter. New Health Secretary Ted Herbosa wants nursing graduates to be employed in government hospitals even before taking their board exams. The Health Department notes that currently there are about 4,000 vacant nursing positions in the government. Herbosa wants to fill this up with fresh grads, saying that they can work up to 5 years before taking the board exam. And when they pass, Herbosa says they will be hired in an actual item. He also said that he has already discussed this with the Professional Regulation Commission.
Gawin naman natin yung mga may diploma, makatrabaho na sa gobyerno. And then I'll give them 3 to 5 years to pass their board exam. And then I can hire them as an actual item.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Jago Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.